All right, guys, we've got the Kaiweets brake fluid moisture tester here. This is really surprisingly inexpensive. It's around $20 or so. I'm hoping this will allow me to actually show customers the moisture content in their brake fluid so I have a quantitative data point that I can give them to justify a brake fluid service. All right, should be very, very simple to use. I've looked at a few videos on this, and as usual, science is dead. People just poke this into the brake fluid reservoir, it reads an output, and they're like, wow, isn't that amazing? I mean, we have to see, can this actually detect varying moisture contents in the brake fluid? And that's what we're gonna do. So let's look at the tool, and I've set up a little experiment here. All right, so the brake fluid tester, very, very simple. It comes with two AAA batteries I've installed in here. You just turn the device on like that. Okay, you can cycle through and choose your different brake fluid types here. We've got a brand new bottle of .3 right there. And we're going to set this to .3, and all you do is just stick the little electrical probes to submerge them in the brake fluid, and it should read the content of moisture in the brake fluid. Let's go ahead and give it a try. Okay, so we got brand new thing of brake fluid here. I'm going to fill up one of these little vials with the brake fluid, and this is labeled 100% .3. All right, I've also got a container of water here. And then we're going to make a couple of dilutions of brake fluid here. We're going to make a 10% moisture content and a 5% moisture content and see if the probe is able to detect some differences. All right, for the 10% moisture content, we're going to need 2.5 ml of water. There's 1, 2.5. Okay, and then we're going to QS that up to 25 ml. Okay, we got some cloudy looking brake fluid. Let's go ahead and mix that up and let it sit for a little bit. All right, these fluids are not exactly miscible, but if we let that sit for a while, it should certainly be detectable on our gauge. All right, now we need a 5% solution of water and brake fluid, so that'll be 1.25 ml. There's 1.25 ml. QS that up to 25. All right, let's mix that up a little bit. Actually, mix them both up. And that beep was the auto off on the tool. It has a auto off feature. You can also, let's turn that on. You can also hold down the set button and a little H will appear there. That just holds the number. So if it's in an area that you can't really read the number, you can just hold that down and then you can look at the number with it out of the fluid. So that's kind of handy, I guess. All right, bring that back to .3 there. Cap up my new fluid so we don't get moisture contamination in there. All right, we've let some time go by to let this mix better. We can actually see there is more cloudiness with the fluid on the 10% moisture contamination versus the 5%. I can definitely see a difference there. I don't know if that'll show on camera, but let's go ahead and see how well our instrument works now. So the first thing, of course, we're going to test it in the 100% brake fluid. It should read 0 moisture, so let's go ahead and do that. Well, and there is a problem here. All right, it's reading 2% here. This is why that hold button is helpful. We're gonna hold that. Okay, so it read 2%. All right, let's try this again here. Okay, you see the screen, at first it's green at 1.8%, and then it does read 2.5. on brand new fluid. So basically, the screen will show the output, but also it will be green on anything below 2%, which means that you're okay. It'll turn yellow between 2 and 3%, meaning that you're getting time to change your fluid. And then if it's red over 3%, that means you really need to change the fluid. This is a real disappointment, honestly, because this instrument does not work. Yeah, it goes right to 2.5 in the 100%. All right. I wonder what it'll do in the water. Let's put it in the water here. Okay, so the water, you see it reads, it says OL, which means out of limit. We also saw the screen turned red. So if you had pure water in your brake system, I guess this would work really well. Let's go ahead and put this in the 10% mix here. Okay, so it only reads 3.4%. This is a 10% mix. So it's pretty inaccurate there. All right, let's put it in our 5% mix here. And it reads 3.1%. Okay. Okay, to be fair here, I did realize after I made up these dilutions that the maximum range on the tool is only 4%. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna turn our 5% into a 2.5%, which would be within range of the tool here. So we're gonna label 2.5% here. And basically all we have to do is QS this up to 50 mil with brake fluid. Where's my marker? Right up there. Okay, there we go. There's a 2.5% solution there. And this is going to be kind of problematic because it already reads 2.5% or so on 100% brake fluid. So let's go ahead and mix this up a little bit here, and then we'll need to let it set for a bit of time. All right, let's see what we read in our 2.5% here. And it reads right around 2.5, 2.6%. I believe that's what it reads with 100% brake fluid. Yeah, 2.2% on the 100% brake fluid. So this is useless. This is just absolutely, completely inaccurate. Brand new right out of the box. Over 2% in brand new brake fluid is just really problematic. But even if we were to call that zero, well, the problem is this should be reading well over 3% in this solution then, if 2.2 is our baseline, and it does not. All right, what a waste. All right, well, I'm sure there are some electronic brake fluid moisture testers out there that work just fine. This one most definitely does not. Basically, unless you've got about a 10% fluid contamination in your brakes, this is not going to be able to differentiate from brand new fluid. All right, what a disappointment. We'll try to find another one of these that does work, and when we do, we'll go ahead and post a review of that and put it through the same regimen. All right, thanks for watching. Hope you find this helpful. We'll see you next time.